Before the stories begin, I would like to thank all of you for clicking on this video. Without the faithful fans, we as creators could not do this. I truly hope you enjoyed the upcoming stories. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for future stories to come.
In the secluded hills of West Virginia, there lay a small town named Blackwood, shrouded in mist and mystery. Nestled deep within these hills was an old, abandoned mansion, long forgotten by the world. The townsfolk spoke of it in hushed tones, calling it the Echo House, for it was said that on certain nights, eerie echoes could be heard emanating from its decaying walls. The protagonist of our tale is a young woman named Emily Carter. Emily was a writer, always in search of inspiration for her next novel. She had heard the stories of Echo House and, driven by curiosity and the promise of a chilling tale, decided to spend a weekend in Blackwood to explore the mansion and uncover its secrets. Emily arrived in Blackwood on a foggy Friday afternoon. The townspeople were wary of her intentions, warning her of the dangers that lurked within the mansion. An elderly woman named Mrs. Harlow, who ran the town's only inn, took a particular interest in Emily's plans. "You be careful up there, dear," she said with a grave expression. "That place has a dark history, and it's best left alone." But Emily was undeterred. With her backpack, flashlight, and a notebook, she set off towards Echo House. The path to the mansion was overgrown and twisted, and as Emily made her way through the dense forest, the air grew colder. The mansion finally came into view, a looming structure of cracked bricks and shattered windows, its once grand facade now a ghostly remnant of the past. Emily pushed open the creaking front door and stepped inside. The interior was dark and musty, with old furniture covered in dust and cobwebs. She began to explore, her flashlight cutting through the darkness. The floorboards creaked under her weight, and every sound seemed amplified in the eerie silence. As she ventured deeper into the mansion, Emily noticed strange symbols etched into the walls, symbols she couldn't decipher. She took notes, her excitement mingling with a growing sense of unease. The stories of the Echo House's haunted past began to feel all too real. She found a dusty old journal in the library, filled with cryptic entries about rituals and dark forces. Emily's curiosity was piqued, but a gnawing feeling of dread grew within her. The antagonist of our story was not a ghost or a specter, but a man named Jacob Thorne. Jacob was a recluse, a former resident of Blackwood who had become obsessed with the dark history of Echo House. He believed the mansion held ancient, malevolent powers and had spent years studying its secrets. Jacob had made the mansion his home, unbeknownst to the townsfolk. Jacob watched Emily from the shadows, his eyes gleaming with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. He had rigged the mansion with traps and hidden passages to protect its secrets. As Emily delved deeper into the mansion, she unknowingly triggered one of these traps. A hidden door slammed shut behind her, sealing her in a narrow corridor. Panic surged through Emily as she realized she was trapped. She banged on the walls, shouting for help, but her cries echoed back at her. Her flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows that seemed to dance on the walls. She knew she had to find a way out. Jacob emerged from the shadows, his presence silent and menacing. He approached Emily, his voice a cold whisper. "You should not have come here," he said. "The secrets of Echo House are not for the living." Emily turned, her flashlight illuminating Jacob's gaunt face. She felt a chill run down her spine. "Who are you?" she demanded, trying to keep her voice steady. "I am the keeper of this place," Jacob replied, "and you, intruder, have disturbed its sanctity." Desperation fueled Emily's resolve. She needed to escape and reveal the truth about Echo House. She remembered the symbols she had seen earlier and realized they might hold the key to her escape. She frantically searched her notes, her hands trembling. Jacob watched, a sinister smile playing on his lips. "You won't find the answers you seek," he said. "This house will consume you, as it has consumed many before." But Emily refused to give up. She deciphered the symbols, realizing they were part of an ancient ritual meant to ward off evil. She recited the incantation, her voice growing stronger with each word. The air around her seemed to shift, and the walls began to tremble. Jacob's smile faltered, replaced by a look of anger. He lunged at Emily, but a sudden burst of light erupted from the symbols, throwing him back. The hidden door creaked open, and Emily seized her chance. She sprinted towards the exit, her heart pounding. As she burst out of the mansion and into the fresh air, the echoes of Jacob's screams followed her. The mansion seemed to shudder, its dark grip weakening. Emily didn't stop running until she reached the safety of the town. The townsfolk were astonished by her tale. They had long feared the mansion and its dark secrets. With Emily's story, the legend of Echo House took on a new life, but this time, it was a story of courage and survival. Emily returned to the city, her notebook filled with notes for her next novel. The Echo House had given her the inspiration she sought, but it had also taught her a valuable lesson about the thin line between curiosity and danger. Weeks later, Emily couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. She often caught glimpses of a shadowy figure out of the corner of her eye. One evening, as she was writing in her apartment, she heard a faint, familiar whisper, "You cannot escape the echoes." Emily's blood ran cold. She turned to see Jacob standing in the doorway, a sinister smile on his face. "You've brought the darkness with you," he said, "and now it will consume you." Before she could react, Jacob vanished, leaving only an echo of his chilling laugh. Emily realized that the nightmare was far from over. The darkness of Echo House had followed her, and she knew she had to return to Blackwood to confront it once and for all. She gathered her things and set off for Blackwood, determined to put an end to the haunting. When she arrived, she sought out Mrs. Harlow, who revealed the full history of Echo House and the ritual that could seal its dark power forever. Emily returned to the mansion, her heart heavy with dread. The air was thick with malevolence as she entered the house once more. She could feel Jacob's presence, watching her every move. She prepared the ritual, laying out candles and reciting the ancient incantation. As she completed the ritual, the mansion began to quake. Shadows swirled around her, and Jacob appeared, his face twisted in rage. "You cannot banish me," he roared. "This house is mine." But Emily stood her ground, repeating the incantation with unwavering resolve. A blinding light filled the room, and Jacob's form began to dissipate. With one final scream, he vanished, and the mansion fell silent. The oppressive darkness lifted, and Emily felt a sense of peace for the first time. She knew that the evil of Echo House had been vanquished. She returned to the town, where the relieved townsfolk welcomed her as a hero. Emily's ordeal became the subject of her most successful novel, a tale of bravery and resilience. But she never forgot the chilling echoes of Blackwood Hills, a reminder of the darkness that lurks in the shadows and the strength it takes to confront it. And so, the legend of Echo House lived on, a story of terror and triumph, echoing through the hills of West Virginia, a testament to the enduring power of courage in the face of unimaginable fear.